Thank you for logging on to this Norwell High School sports broadcast brought to you by WellsCountyVoice.com, a division of the Voice Enterprises. This broadcast wouldn't be possible without the support of our sponsors you hear throughout the game, so be sure to visit their businesses and use their services as often as possible, and tell them thanks for their support. We encourage you to go to the games and support your local team, but when you just can't make it, we're here for you. Now it's time for the pregame show on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is senior night here at the Castle. This is Greg Van Meter along with Derek Decker. We're going to let you in on all the senior celebration here as announced by the public address announcer here at Norwell, Jamie Feldheiser. They're going to get started in just a moment. I think Derek's going to work on some camera shots for you, try to get some zoom on our seniors. We've got 4 basketball seniors we'll honor tonight, along with dance and cheerleaders, and it's time to hear how those folks are honored this evening. Turn it over to Jamie.
Our first senior from the dance team is Nadia Dorman. Nadia is the daughter of American County Dorman. Nadia is a 3-year member of the Norwell dance team. She has danced at the Fort Wayne School of Dance for 15 years. She has played volleyball for 2 years in high school, and she has also played lacrosse for 6 years, including 4 years for the Homestead club team. She has been a dance teacher for 2 years at the Fort Wayne School of Dance. Nadia's future plans are to attend an undecided college with a yet undecided major. She would like to thank her family and fellow dance team members for all of their support. Ladies and gentlemen, Nadia Dorman. We'll now move on to the cheerleaders. Our first senior is Kate Monsmith. Kate is the daughter of Todd and Holly Monsmith. Kate is a 4-year member of the cheer program, a 3-year member of the tennis program, and a 2-year member of the swim team. She is a 2-year member of National Honor Society, where she is currently the treasurer. Kate is a member of Norwell High School Riley Children's Hospital Dance Marathon Executive Committee, and she is a member of Austin United Methodist Church. She is a lifeguard and swim instructor at the Wells County YMCA. She has interned at the Child Birthing Center and Neonatal Intensive Care Unit at Lutheran Hospital, and interned at Lutheran Preschool. Kate is an upwards cheer coach and a licensed certified nursing assistant. Kate plans to attend Ball State University to study nursing. She then plans to attend the University of Indianapolis to obtain a Master's of Science in Nursing, specializing in neonatology. She plans to become a neonatal nurse practitioner. Kate would like to thank her mom for doing her hair before every game, and her fellow senior cheerleaders for always supporting her. Kate Monsmith. Our second senior is Addie Hay. Adeline is the daughter of Jim and Kim Hay. Addie is a 4-year member of the cheer program and a 1-year member of the tennis team. She cheered competitively with TX Elite for 4 years and currently coaches family classes at the TX Training Center. Addie is a 2-year member of the National Honor Society, where she is currently president, and a 2-year member of Student Council. She volunteers as an upwards cheer coach. She's a peer tutor and will be starting her 5th year as a Z-Girl at Zestos. Addie plans to attend Butler University with the hopes of becoming a pediatric physical therapist. Addie hopes to continue her cheerleading career at Butler and is excited to have a chance to be on the sidelines with the Dogs. Addie would like to thank her mom and dad for the constant support and driving her home from games. She'd like to thank her grandparents for attending all the games, her brother and sister for all the pre-game jam sessions, her coaches who have always pushed her, and her fellow seniors for becoming her best friends. Addie Mann. Our next senior is Sarah Runyon. Sarah is the daughter of Grant and Kathy Runyon. Sarah is a 4-year member of the cheer program and a 1-year member of the swim team. Sarah is a 2-year member of National Honor Society and a member of First Presbyterian Church. She is currently employed at Lancaster Latchkey for the ICE program, and she is also an upwards cheer coach. Sarah plans to attend either Ball State or Purdue University to major in elementary education. She would like to give a special thank you to the other cheerleaders for making her senior year one to remember. She would also like to thank her grandparents for all their love and support. Sarah Runyon. Our final Jenna Webb. Jenna is the daughter of Vivian and James Webb. Jenna is a 4-year member of the cheer program. She interned the first semester at Ossian Elementary Preschool, and she is currently interning at Lancaster Elementary in the 2nd grade. Jenna's future plans are to go to school and study elementary education, become a 2nd grade teacher, get married and have a family, and to own more dogs. Jenna would like to thank her parents and her sisters for guiding her through life and helping her become the person she is today. She would also like to thank her fellow senior cheerleaders for always sticking by her throughout the years. She is excited about what the future holds for all of them and hopes to stay close to the 3 seniors for the rest of her life. Ladies and gentlemen, Jenna Webb. We'll now move on to our 4 basketball seniors, beginning with Robert Kittleson. Robert is the son of Angela and Joe Teelers. This is Robert's first year in the basketball program. Robert's future plans are to enter the workforce after high school. He is considering becoming a firefighter. He hopes to eventually attend IPFW with a yet undecided major. Robert Kittleson. Our next senior is Grant McMichael. Grant is the son of Joe and Patty McMichael. Grant is a 4-year member of the basketball program and a 4-year member of the football program. He also participated in golf for 1 year. Grant's future plans are to attend Purdue University with a major in meteorology. He also hopes to eventually work for an airline or private company in his field of study. Grant McMichael. Our next senior is Cody Shively. Cody is the son of Andy and Cindy Shively. Cody is a 4-year member of the basketball and tennis programs. He is a 2-year member of National Honor Society and Student Council. Cody is a 4-year member of Campus Life and a 4-year member of SOS Youth Group. Cody's future plans are to attend Purdue University, majoring in unmanned aerial systems or drone technology. However, if plans at Purdue don't work, he would consider becoming a peer model or step double for Kylo Ren. Cody would like to thank his friends and family for all their support throughout the year. He would also like to thank his coaches and teammates for making his 4 years of basketball unforgettable. But most of all, he would like to thank God for the many blessings he has given him, because while basketball is a great sport, Cody hopes all that he does, on or off the court, is for the glory of God. Cody Shively. Our final senior is John Riley Stoffer. Riley is the son of Eddie and Amy Stoffer. Riley is a 4-year member of the basketball and cross-country teams. He is a 3-year member of the track team, and he is also a 4-year member of Campus Life. Riley's future plans are to attend Indiana Wesleyan University or Taylor University to study a yet undecided major. Riley Stoffer. Ladies and gentlemen, please join in giving me our Norwell seniors one final round of applause.
All right, we hope you enjoyed the senior festivities here this evening as we honored 4 senior cheerleaders, a dance member, and the 4 basketball players. Once again, congratulations to Kate Monensmith, Addie Mann, Sarah Runyon, Jenna Webb. Is it Nadia?
It's Nadia.
Nadia. That T throws me off. Nadia Dorman. Robert Kittleson. I didn't realize this was Robert's first year playing basketball. Grant McMichael, Cody Shively, and Riley Stoffer. Great job by all of you. We're going to shut the audio down and come back at the more traditional time. It'll probably be about 15 minutes or so before we fire up the introduction again and bring you our post-game show. Thanks for joining us on this very special Senior Night 2017. We'll be back.
Thank you for logging on to this Norwell High School sports broadcast brought to you by WellsCountyVoice.com, a division of the Voice Enterprises. This broadcast wouldn't be possible without the support of our sponsors you hear throughout the game, so be sure to visit their businesses and use their services as often as possible, and tell them thanks for their support. We encourage you to go to the games and support your local team, but when you just can't make it, we're here for you. Now it's time for the pregame show on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Norwell Night Basketball on WellsCountyVoice.com. If you weren't able to join us for the senior night activities, we had that on a little bit earlier, and now we're ready for basketball. This is Greg Van Meter along with Derek Decker. And Derek, the Knights are going to have their hands full tonight on senior night, the last regular season game before postseason play starts. And they got a very tough opponent in Homestead.
Yeah, this is exactly when you want to play that type of team, though. Going into the tournament, you want to play your toughest teams right down the stretch. Norwell has done a fantastic job of building some momentum over the last 3 games, beating Jay County and Woodland, 2 very good wins, and then took care of business against Concordia after a little bit of a slow start there, but eventually overwhelmed Concordia. And to get 3 wins in a row going into the last game of the year, that's the best you could hope for.
Yeah, it really is. And, of course, playing a 4A school that's getting a lot of attention going into postseason play. They're 19-3 coming into this one. And I think they ended up second in the SAC, tied with Northside behind SAC winner Snyder. Norwell at 14-9 is a 19-point underdog tonight. Homestead, a very offensive team compared to Norwell. They're averaging 64 points a game on offense, giving up 52 a game on defense. Norwell averaging 51 on the offensive side of the ball, giving up 50. So Homestead, big, strong team. They lost, of course, Taj Curry to graduation from last year after a great run last year as well, and of course winning the state championship in 2015. But they just kind of reloaded this year. Jack Ferguson, now a senior, averaged 14 points a game last year. Parker Manges averaged 9. Brandon Durnell averaged 13. So that's 33 points of offense coming back. Beyond a couple of other players that we'll see a lot more time tonight, Sam Buck and Grant Raber. And they start a freshman that I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the last name, in Jake Archbold. Jake, a 6-foot freshman, and, of course, the son of Darren Archbold, the leading scorer here at Norwell in the history of the school, with right around, I think, just over 1,800 points Darren scored here in his 4 years of varsity basketball. And I'm really interested to see his son. Now, I know he's not a scorer. He's more of a facilitator. And from what I hear, an excellent track athlete and a tremendous quarterback.
Yeah, this Homestead team has a ton of quickness. There's a couple guys that can drive right past you, and Norwell's going to have a difficult time keeping up with them. If Homestead turns this thing into a track meet and starts running up and down the floor, Norwell's going to be in trouble because with Parker Mangus down low, he's had some very good success over the past couple of years here at Homestead. You mentioned Sam Buck, who has seen some time in and out. He does get the starting nod this evening. So this is a really tough team in Homestead, ranked 15th in the state by the computer and 13th in the RPI, according to Harrell's website. So an all-around good team. They play a very difficult schedule. Everybody in the SAC does.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that and it's hard for a team like Homestead to schedule tough opponents going into the tournament. But this year they had some really relatively weak opponents going down the stretch outside the SAC going into the tournament. So an interesting scheduling strategy there. But on the flip side of that card, you got to think you got to know how to win going into sectional against anybody.
Yeah, that's for sure. Homestead will definitely have a size advantage as well tonight. Their front line at 6'6", 6'5", 6'3", and that's a big, strong group that they've got with Durnell, Manges, and Buck up front. And, of course, Jack Ferguson has had an outstanding senior year in the backcourt for Homestead as well. For your Knights, it's been a pretty consistent story this year. I think, their goal tonight has got to be to play to their strengths. Number one, play solid defense. Keep your man in front of you. They've done a great job of that all year. And hopefully we'll see a couple guys step up in the scoring column as well. Riley Stauffer had a great night here Tuesday night against Concordia, knocking down 11 points for the Knights, 3 of them on three-pointers on consecutive possessions in that third quarter. And hopefully Riley is getting hot at the right time as we move into postseason for the Knights starting next Friday night. Yeah,
and it's so important for the Knights to add another guy to the regime of not only three-point shooting but scoring in general. You got to figure out a way to get more weapons and more guys involved on the offensive end, and we've talked about it so many times this year, but other teams are seeing that only 3 guys are scoring a game, and I mean that in a literal sense in some terms.
Right.
And all you got to do is take one of those guys out, focus on one of them, and if you're able to take them out, you're going to be able to win that basketball game. So it's important for Norwell to be well balanced.
We do have the band with us tonight and a decent crowd finally, and it is warm in this building tonight, as, of course, 70 degrees outside. I can understand that. We'll take a quick break here from a couple sponsors and be back to talk a little bit more about the seniors this evening before we get underway. Thanks for joining us on WellsCountyVoice.com.
At Adams Memorial Hospital, we care for the things that mean the most to you, your health, your family, and your community. Compassion is just as important to us as being accredited, or our Follow My Health online patient portal, or having top-of-the-line medical technology. Because at Adams Memorial Hospital, exceptional care means listening a little longer, a hug, or a kind gesture from a nurse. Compassion and medical expertise. That's Adams Memorial Hospital. Exceptional care close to you.
Troxel Equipment offers a full line of John Deere equipment. Troxel Equipment features a large inventory of all makes and models of pre-owned equipment that has been well maintained and ready for service. Most of Troxel's pre-owned equipment was traded in from owner-operators. Be sure to ask about our certified pre-owned units. Troxel Equipment has the ability to customize your financing, lease, or installment contracts to meet your cash flow needs. Visit any of our 3 locations in Bluffton, Huntington, or Wabash, or check out our website for our inventory of new and pre-owned equipment. Troxel Equipment, the dealership you can trust.
Welcome back to the Castle and the pregame show. We talked a little bit about one of the seniors already in Riley Stauffer. 3 more seniors on this Norwell squad that we just want to talk about a little bit. Robert Kittleson, one of the 4 seniors, gets the least amount of playing time of the group. But I did not realize, Derek, his first year playing basketball.
Yeah, that's right. And he's developed, his only role is to shoot the basketball when he gets in. And he's done a nice job of doing that. He's hit a couple big threes and kind of a fan favorite this year on this squad. And I really know he works hard in practice. I've seen him several times at work. So it's good that he's getting the start this evening.
Yeah, on the year, he's only taken 10 shots on the year in 37 minutes of play and hit 2 of them. That's about what you should shoot from the three-point line, and they've all been threes. But Robert, the second of our 4 seniors, Grant McMichael, who Grant has really come on in the second half of the season. His stats don't jump out at you at all, but he played significant minutes against Concordia the other night. And really has stepped up his game, both defensively and rebounding the basketball.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, there were a couple games where he didn't even see time on the floor, so he was able to get a couple starting positions here towards the end of the year, really improved. Everything got better, and that's what you should be doing as a senior, especially a good leader. And he's been an athlete across several different sports for his entire high school career, so it's good that he's improved as well, and he's become a good contributor to this team here at the end of the year.
He really has, and of course Cody Shively, our 4th basketball senior, he's the leader of this team in many ways. Leads them in scoring at 15 points a game. He handles the basketball, and even more than that, just demonstrates a lot of great leadership for his teammates across the board. We're just about set for the national anthem, and we'll let you join the Norwell Pep Band for that right now. Great job, as always, by the Norwell Pep Band. We will turn it over now to PA announcer Jamie Feldheiser for your starting lineups.
Let's be the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the visiting Homestead Spartans. Starting at the guard, 6'3" senior number 10, Jack Ferguson. Starting at the other guard, 6' freshman number 22, Jake Archibald. Starting at a forward, 6'3", senior number 20, Parker Mendes. Starting at another forward, 6'5" junior number 32, Sam Buck. And starting at the other forward, 6'6" senior number 42, Brandon Burnell. The head coach of the Homestead Spartans is Mr. Chris Johnson. And now, Norwell fans, here's the starting lineup for your Norwell Knights. Starting at a guard, a 6'1" senior number 10, Cody Shagley. Starting at another guard, a 6' senior number 15, Riley Stoffer. Starting at the other guard, a 6'2" senior number 30, Robert Middleton. Starting at a forward, a 6'2" senior number 22, Rick McMichael. And starting at the other forward, a 6'3" freshman number 25, Will Geiger.
Once again, those starters for Homestead, the visiting team on the scoreboard, it's Jack Ferguson, Parker Mangus, Jake Archibald, Sam Buck, and Brandon Durnell for head coach Chris Johnson. Johnson in his 18th year at Homestead, he's got a record of 288 wins against 131 losses at Homestead. For your Knights, it's Cody Shively, Riley Stoffer, Grant McMichael, Will Geiger, and Robert Kittleson getting the start tonight on senior night. For head coach Mike McBride, 14-9 here at Norwell in his first year, 133 and 155 in his 13th year overall. Geiger tipping off against Durnell, and Homestead on the second tip, controlling the basketball. Ferguson, number 10, the ball will be in his hands a lot. And a traveling call right off the bat on that right wing. Norwell will get an opportunity here early. Homestead, I'm guessing, will probably stay in a man-to-man all night long. I don't know that we'll necessarily see any pressure beyond half court. However, I do think that they probably feel like they can take on the Knights man-to-man. Geiger's going to drive and be blocked by Durnell with both hands. Durnell almost took it out of his hand, and a foul's going to be called. They will count the basket. Jack Ferguson will go to the line for the three-point play as Riley Stauffer picks up his first foul. Ferguson not able to convert it, but they do have the early lead at 3-0. 2-0, sorry. Thank you. Derek, you're all over me. I was just assuming he'd hit the free throw.
It was probably a reasonable assumption.
Yeah. Cody Shively up top being guarded by Archbold. Archbold is their premier defender as a freshman. Not as tall as what I thought he might be, Derek.
Yeah.
First I've seen him play. Of course, Darren about 6'4".
Yeah, he's still got plenty of time to grow.
Absolutely.
Just a freshman.
Pretty impressive, though, that he's guarding the best player on the other team as a freshman. And I know he's done that a lot. And how about Robert Gittleson? First start in his career, and he drops the first points for the Knights.
Ninth point of the year.
Student section going crazy down at the north end of the gym. Ferguson open for three. That's short, and Shively with the rebound. It's heading the other way. Shively will launch a three-pointer and burying it. Cody Shively, who was having trouble from three-point land Tuesday night, starts out hot. 6 minutes left in this first quarter, and the Knights with the early lead.
That's how Norwell is going to stay in this game. It's going to have to be hot outside shooting, and they're also going to have to defend it well. Homestead has not shot well early on from outside, and Norwell doing a nice job of grabbing the boards.
That was Mangus with the miss. Yeah, that's going to be a key. Don't allow Homestead second chance baskets, as Cole Wilson will enter for the Knights. Robert Kittleson takes a seat to a standing ovation from his teammates and the JV and freshmen over there. JV and freshmen did both lose this evening. Don't have the freshman score, but the final in the JV game was 50-25.
No matter who you are, it's always difficult going on the road and playing at somebody else's senior night.
Right.
As the other team plays with a little more inspiration than a normal game.
Norwell being very patient, and I would guess we'll see that throughout this basketball game. Geiger will try to drive on Durnell, forcing up the jumper and able to knock it down. Geiger kind of falling back on that jumper and able to get it to go.
Really nice start here for Norwell. Couldn't ask for a whole lot more.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're 3 of 4 from the field. 4:56 left in this first quarter. Ferguson will launch another three, miss it again. The rebound, though, controlled by Buck. Homestead, nice drive there by Durnell. He'll go to the line. There's the offensive rebounds we talked about, Derek. They're going to have to really work hard to keep Homestead off the boards.
Yeah, they are, and they've done a nice job all year. They're out-rebounding their opponents by about 2.5 a game.
Wow.
And that's pretty good.
As Durnell gets in the scorebook with that free throw. Brandon Nicholson checks in for the Knights.
Now he's going to have to be a force down low this evening on the defensive end. That's where the Knights need him tonight.
Durnell makes it a 4-point game. For Cole Wilson, that was his first foul. Knights with 2. Homestead has yet to commit a foul. Well, the other thing, too, Homestead might be overlooking the Knights a little bit, as they're a 19-3 4A school versus a 14-9 3A school.
Yeah, and you might think, well, let's get rested up and let's get ready for sectional. You really can't overlook a team, especially when you're playing on the road.
Jake Archbold picks up his first foul. There's Shively for 3. That's a little off. Ferguson on the run. He'll take it up and lay it in.
And that's the quickness we were talking about earlier. Ferguson just kind of blew by the defense and scored in transition.
Yeah, boy, he really showed off his speed on that particular play with off the long rebound. That's Wilson with the basketball. Looks like they all got their hair cut. Do you all go to the same barber this week, Derek?
Apparently.
Wilson forces it up, can't get it to go. There's Nicholson, and he's going to draw the foul.
Now, to my knowledge, of course he hadn't taken that many, but I don't think Brandon's missed a free throw on the season.
I believe you're right.
Yep, 8 for 8.
8 for 8 from the free throw line. Durnell picks up his first foul. Each team now with 2 team fouls. Just under 4 minutes left here in this first quarter. And Nicholson stays perfect with the first one.
This is only Brandon's third year of playing basketball, and
wow,
really kind of grew during his freshman year and developed into a good basketball player. And
well, that away, Derek.
yeah, that one's on me.
You jinxed him.
So
yep.
It's usually you.
I was going to say I'm usually pretty doggone good at that. So does that mean I'm rubbing off on you?
Yeah, that's been around you too much.
That's a shame. Your parents will not be happy about that. There's Jake Archibald putting up a 3 and burying it. Well, from what I've heard, he's not much of a scorer, but boy, he looked good on that three-pointer to tie this basketball game. Cole Wilson being guarded by Buck. Buck a good 3 inches taller than Cole. As he'll try to drive baseline on the double team, gives it up to Nicholson. Nicholson fighting for position. Not able to knock it down. Good strong rebound there by Durnell. He just took it away from Will Geiger. Mangus will put up the 3, no good. Rebound though to Durnell. And Homestead will reset.
I tell you what, despite him getting that rebound, that was a pretty good box.
It was.
On the outside, just kind of hooked around him and got the board.
There's Buck on the three-pointer, no good. And Homestead certainly not being shy about shooting the basketball.
Well, that's kind of their that's what they're going to do.
They
Okay,
put up
that's
5 3-pointers already.
Yeah, they're going to shoot it from outside. Now, normally they shoot it a lot better than what they're doing right now.
There's Shively with a 3-point miss, and Ferguson will bring it the other way. Oh, my goodness. He gets to the hole, but a nice block. Wow, that looked like a good block by Will Geiger. If he got him, it was down low, as with his hand, he got nothing but basketball. Will pick up his first foul. That's the third team foul on the Knights. And Jack Ferguson will go back to the line.
Yeah, Coach McBride kind of demanding an explanation. He's not too pleased with that call either, as it came a little late. Kind of came after late. Norwell had already grabbed the rebound, but in any case, Homestead takes the lead with the first free throw.
That is correct. The scoreboard a little bit behind. McMichael and Luke Zettis check in for the Knights. And Ferguson makes it a 2-point Homestead lead. That scoreboard is incorrect at the moment. Unless, no, they gave him a 3 on that shot. Oh, there's a steal by Durnell. He'll take it up on McMichael, get his own rebound, and loses the basketball. Homestead's going to use a timeout. Boy, they're so conditioned to do that these days. That'll be a 30, so we'll keep it here. Durnell with his first miss. 2:03 left in this first quarter. Norwell with 3 team fouls. Homestead with 2. Norwell from the field, 3 of 8. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Homestead, 3 of 9 from the field. And 2 of 3 from the free throw line.
Well, if you're Norwell, you really got to be happy with the way you started so far.
Absolutely.
You shot it well, taking care of the basketball, getting the most out of your possessions. And you only trail by 2 to a top 15 team that's certainly heavily favored in this game.
Yeah, Norwell has not been getting off to a good start in first quarters here the last half dozen games. By the way, a substitute for Homestead, number 12, Anye Iziakudo, and he scores his first basket of the basketball game. Iziakudo is a 5'11 junior. Boy, he's got some hops. He took that right to the rim.
Yeah.
Was guarding Cole Wilson.
This Homestead team much more athletic than Norwell, so they're going to have to beat him a different way.
Yeah. They're being very patient with the basketball. Nice kick out from Zettis to Shively, and Shively hits his second 3.
That right there is how you beat him. You got a really nice baseline drive by Zettis, finding the open Shively in the corner.
Norwell pulls back to within 1. Ferguson thought about it. Oh, my goodness, he traveled. It's the second traveling call on Homestead this evening. Back in for Homestead is Parker Mangus for Norwell. Riley Stauffer checks back in. 1:02 on the clock here in this first stanza. And Norwell hanging right with them. Right now they're at as many points as they've scored in the first quarter in I think the last 5 games. It's actually been in single digits. I think 3 of those games. Wilson probably got away with the travel, but able to knock down the short jumper, and the Knights retake the lead with 40 seconds left. Boy, the defender just kept on going for Cole. He was able to pull up and put up a nice soft shot. Durnell blocked by Geiger. He'll put it up again and get it to go. Seesaw affair here early on. Norwell will hold it for sure, if they can, for the last shot. 15 seconds, says the brand new scoreboard here at Norwell.
5-second call.
That's turnover on the Knights.
And
I did not see that count on that side of the floor.
Yeah, it's on the other side.
Yeah.
It was, and he was close enough. I mean, he wasn't that close, but all you got to do is be within 6 feet.
Right, and I think he was.
He was.
Ferguson tries to kick it out. It'll remain Homestead's basketball as Cole Wilson touched it last. 1.8 on the clock. Enough time to get a shot off. That's Durnell for 3, no good. And that will end the first quarter. Your Knights trail by just 1. We'll take a quick break and be back with second quarter action after these words.
You care about your community, you shop local, and you enjoy personal interaction. You're doing more than spending your money, you're supporting your neighbors.
Hi, this is Carlos.
And this is Sarah from Bloomin' Boutique in Ossian. We would like to personally invite you to visit our shop, the Bloomin' Boutique, and check out all we have to offer.
At the Bloomin' Boutique, we have daily lunch specials like Taco Tuesdays, Witch Wednesdays, and Aloha Fridays. A large selection of smoothies, frappes, iced lattes, coffees, and teas.
We also carry a large selection of fresh flowers for bouquets and flower arrangements. Our shop is full of handmade, uniquely functional pottery, handmade jewelry, DeBrand's chocolates, and gifts. You don't need to go any further than the Bloomin' Boutique. Grab your latte, lunch, flowers, gifts, and chocolates all in one stop.
Support your local community by visiting Bloomin' Boutique, located at 106 South Jefferson Street in Ossian. Follow them on Facebook to view their daily lunch specials. Open 7 to 5 Monday through Friday and 9 to 3 on Saturday. The Bloomin' Boutique.
Welcome back to the Castle. The Knights with the basketball and a 1-point deficit. And there's some pressure from Homestead. It's loose and it'll remain Norwell's basketball. That's a break for the Knights.
Now, on a separate note, we are moments away from getting hammered outside the gym.
You watching your phone there, Derek?
Yeah, it just looks like some thunder and lightning, some general thunderstorm action, but nevertheless, some rain, some much-needed rain.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what's going to be interesting is what happens after that storm goes through, as Stauffer, with a good shot, just couldn't get it to go. Temperatures in the 30s tomorrow and a possibility of some snow on the ground at some point during the day tomorrow. After 70 degrees today, we've enjoyed a great week. That's Mangus for 3. And Homestead starting to heat up. They were just 1 of 7 from beyond the arc in the first quarter. And, boy, they are coming with the trap now, and Norwell's struggling with it.
Yeah, he waited too long. Riley waited just a little bit too long in the corner, and you can't put yourself in that position and allow the trap to surround you.
Well, in the position he was in, it's like having 4 defenders on you at one time, being in the corner. Geiger trying to work baseline. That's McMichael, and he'll pull it out, leave it for Shively.
It's clear that the defensive intensity has really picked up for Homestead as well as they create another turnover.
Yeah, and that's what we didn't see in the first quarter. Homestead just played it pretty much straight up man-to-man. Durnell Oh, by the way, in for Homestead is Grant Raber as Ferguson misses another three-point attempt. Ferguson 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. Geiger trying to work baseline up and in. Good first step there by Will to get free. He's got 4. Norwell back to within 2. That's Izzy Okudo with the basketball. I'd say I'm really impressed I can even pronounce that there. Izzy Okudo.
It's actually Izzy Okudo.
No,
so to make it harder.
No,
yeah.
it's
yeah.
No, it's Kudo. That's Kudo, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I am
phonetically it's Kudo.
Yeah.
And that is Raber in the corner. His first shot of the game, his first points. And Homestead now up by 5. Wow, after being 1 of 7 in the first quarter, Homestead 2 of their first 3 beyond the arc here in the second. Shively gets a step on Mangus.
That's a couple times now that Norwell players have beaten Homestead to the rim. A little bit surprising early on.
Cody with his 8th point. Homestead, good ball movement. Ferguson gets to the rim and misses the layup. Shively the other way. He's being guarded by Mangus. He'll pop the 3. No good. And the rebound controlled by Izzy Okudo. He'll push it up. That's Mangus in the corner. Izzy Okudo will put up a 3 and doesn't hit anything. That'll turn it over to Norwell. Luke Zettis will check back in for the Knights. Back in for Homestead, it's Sam Buck replacing Jack Ferguson. Ferguson starting off a little cool, 2 for 6 from the field to start this one, 2 of 3 from the line. Don't know what his scoring average is on the year, but he's definitely at least in the upper teens. As it's stolen away from Zettis, Buck the other way in the lane, tries to give it up to Durnell. I'll say it'll remain Homestead's basketball.
Well, after a live ball turnover, nice job of Norwell getting back and not allowing a transition basket.
4:27 left here in this first half. Izzy Okudo giving it up to Raber. Raber with the shot fake. And that's the dangerous part about a team that's able to shoot. There's such a threat to score from beyond the arc that you try to get out on them and they can really blow by you on the drive. Norwell continuing to be pretty patient in their offense. They've not forced any shots at all. Stauffer trying to go baseline. It'll remain Norwell's basketball.
Yeah, this is really a well put together basketball team in Homestead. Very balanced. They play solid defense despite a couple errors early on, as that play did not work.
Geiger's jumper a little short.
And that's supposed to go in the air. It's supposed to be more of a catch and shoot before you hit the ground type of play.
Oh, great pass inside from Durnell to Raber. Raber not able to get the bunny to go. You know, and this team is not laden with seniors. They've only got 3. Ton of juniors, a couple sophomores, and of course Archbold, the freshman. Geiger on the curl, trying to work on Durnell. Durnell is a load to handle, listed at 6'6", and he's pretty solidly put together as well. Shively leaves it for Zettis for 3, no good. The rebound controlled by Homestead. They'll head the other way. Good look there for Luke. As we tick toward the 3-minute mark. Homestead, they'll take the first good look they get. And Mangus is going to pick up a foul on the drive. We'll see who that's on.
Boy, not very many fouls at all called. It's been a very free-flowing basketball game, and the turnovers we have had have been in the live ball situation, so not a lot of stoppages early.
Right. Homestead with 2 turnovers, Norwell with 4. Back in for Homestead is Jake Archbold and Jack Ferguson. For Norwell, Brandon Nicholson back in there. Ferguson with the basketball. He's got those long pants on. A couple of the players do, actually. Mangus wears them as well. That's become quite the popular thing. Buck on the drive. Nice touch by Sam Buck. Those are his first 2 points.
Only four.
Homestead's lead up 7.
Yeah, only 4 points in this quarter for Norwell. They've got to find a way to get a basket. They just haven't shot well. They've still continued to get good looks. They need to knock one down in this possession. 2
for 6 in this second quarter. They'll retain possession on that sideline as Riley Stauffer's going to check back in. Zettis will take a seat. Norwell was 5 of 10 in that first quarter. That's as good a percentage as they've shot from the field since the third quarter the other night against who was that?
It was Woodland.
Woodland, that's right.
Might have been the best quarter of the year.
Cole Wilson can't get the 3 to go. Good look. They're getting good shots.
Yeah,
They're
they are.
Not knocking them down. Jack Ferguson has it. He's listed at 6'3", and he does most of the ball handling as Mangus with the miss. That's the first shot he's taken inside the arc this evening. Shively into the lane. Great pass to Wilson through his hands. And that'll be a turnover on the Knights.
Got to be ready for that pass.
I just don't think Cole thought that Cody was going to give that up. Buck loses the basketball and is going to be tied up. It'll remain Homestead's ball.
Really nice crowd made it in here for senior night this evening.
Yep. Norwell definitely supportive of this group. Well, they've been a fun team to watch. I mean, I think by most accounts they've overachieved to a degree as Durnell unable to get his shot to go. That's the first shot he's taken this quarter. There's Riley Stauffer, a little short. Quickly the other way. Oh, great pass, Ferguson to Buck. Boy, that was an excellent look. Really zipped it in there on the angle.
Yeah, that was a fast-moving play as well.
Cole Wilson picks up his second foul, 5 now on the Knights. That foul discrepancy demonstrates a little bit of the speed discrepancy between these two teams. Grant McMichael checks back in, and James Smith in there for the first time this evening. Minute 22 on the clock. James has kind of seen his minutes diminish a little bit over the last couple of weeks as Homestead now out to a 9-point lead. There's another turnover on the Knights, and Ferguson's going to score and have a chance to add to it. Great feed. Foul's going to go on James Smith. 6 turnovers now on the Knights.
Really unfortunate for James. Kind of came in, committed a turnover, and then also a foul, and allowed the player to get the basket. And it gives Homestead their biggest lead at 12.
Just over a minute left, and Smith stripped again. Buck got him as Ferguson gets to the rim.
Yeah.
Coach McBride's going to use a timeout. We'll take it along with him. The Knights down by 14 here with 1:01 left in the second quarter. Actually, we're going to keep it here. It's another 30. So Homestead really turning it on here in the second quarter, Derek.
Well, their backcourt pressure has worked, and we haven't seen it happen a lot of times against this Norwell team this year. They've done a nice job all year long of handling the backcourt pressure, but tonight Homestead is just that much quicker, just about a step quicker than a lot of teams they've played. Coming out of the SAC, they're used to that kind of basketball and really kind of extending the lead here late in the first half.
Luke Zettis back into the game for the Knights. And Homestead now is going to continue to extend that defensive pressure. Buck on the point of that 1-2-2 full court zone, and Norwell really having trouble here against Homestead's length. There's another turnover, and quickly the other way, Jack Ferguson. Homestead's defense really making it tough on Norwell. Geiger into the front court, batted away, but it'll remain Norwell's basketball with 37.1 on the clock.
Boy, Greg, this thing got away in a hurry. This is a 19-4 quarter.
Yeah. Norwell with just 2 field goals in this second quarter, and they haven't had many. They've had a bunch of turnovers, now 7 on the game as Shively can't get the 3 to go.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They've gone ice cold despite getting good looks from outside.
Yeah, that kind of happens when the defense is putting pressure on you. Even when you're open, you feel that defensive pressure sometimes.
Yep.
14 seconds left, and Mangus being very patient here for Homestead. They're going to try to take the last shot of the half underneath their knell. The kick to Mangus for three, no good. Shively, he'll have a chance to get something up. It's three-quarter court, well short, and that will end the first half of play. Homestead put on an exhibition in that second quarter, outscoring the Knights 19-4, as you mentioned. We'll take a break, do some figuring, and be back with your halftime show after these words from our sponsor.
This is Dan and Jane with Daniels Jewelers in Bluffton.
We want to remind everyone that we do in-house repair, with our specialty being restoration and resetting.
Jewelry that is worn frequently over the years usually needs some TLC, prong retipping, resetting, or sizing.
It's so much fun to see the customer's reaction when they see their jewelry looking almost brand new.
Or maybe it's time for a new style. Choose from all styles of settings or let us design one just for you.
Daniels Jewelers, North Main Street, Bluffton, where personal attention and trust become part of the memory.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
Welcome to the new Heidi Automotive Group. We have a brand new state-of-the-art facility. Now you can shop for a new Chevrolet, Buick, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, or Chrysler at the same location right here in Bluffton, Indiana. We have a huge selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and crossovers. We focus on quality, and that is why we certify our pre-owned inventory so you get more warranty, free maintenance, and peace of mind. Don't worry about your credit. We have financing options for everyone. Heidi Automotive Group, a new look, but old-fashioned integrity.
At First Bank of Bern, we believe in the American dream of owning a home. Having a space you can call your own. In fact, we've helped people realize that dream for over 125 years. Whether you're looking to buy your first home, refinance an existing loan, or move into something a little bigger, we believe our lending experts have the local knowledge and experience to help make your dream a reality. Apply online at firstbankofbern.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
The $5 flavor menu is now available from your local Pizza Hut on North Main Street in Bluffton. To place an order, call 824-5701 or order online at pizzahut.com.
Yeah, welcome back to the Castle. Homestead holding a 34-18 lead here at the halftime break as they really just kind of pulled away in that second quarter and established the tone probably for the rest of this game.
Well, and a couple of things happened. Most importantly, probably Homestead turned up the defensive pressure. Yeah. Norwell with just 2 turnovers in that first quarter, 5 in the second. By my count, and it might have been more. I'm usually a little friendlier on those than the official book. Homestead, meanwhile, only committed 2 turnovers. And, of course, the other thing was they started hitting from outside. Still not shooting a great percentage, though, after hitting just 1 3 in the first quarter. They only hit 2 in the second as well.
Yeah, that's right. And I think Norwell in the half-court set did a good job on defense. The difference was they got out in transition, and on a couple of those turnovers, they were able to get easy buckets, and Norwell's not going to be able to stop that because Homestead's quicker. So in the half-court set, I think Norwell's all right. They're doing a good job also getting good looks on the offensive end in the half-court set. But the key is stopping the transition runs for Homestead.
Well, and the other thing that Homestead's done real well, they've attacked the rim, and therefore they've shot 7 free throws to Norwell's 2. And that's been quite a difference as well. Let's go ahead and go through some of those stats. For the leaders on the scoreboard, the Homestead Spartans, as a team, they were 12 of 27 from the field in the first half. That's 44%. Then from beyond the arc, 3 of 12. And you talked about it, Derek. They are not hesitant to shoot that three-point shot.
Yeah, that's right. They take the first good look they got. And that's good for Norwell, and I think it benefits them going forward.
And then from the free throw line, Homestead 6 of 7 for 86%. Committed just the 2 turnovers. Individually, very balanced scoring. Leading the way, Jack Ferguson. He had 13, but 6 of his 7 points were layups in the second quarter on runouts. Grant Raber had 5 off the bench for the Spartans. Sam Buck and Brandon Durnell each had 4. Parker Mangus and Jake Archbold each with 3. And then Onye Uziakudo. E-Z-E-A-K-U-D-O. That's Eziakudo.
Okay.
All right. I just want to make sure we're on the same page here.
I won't be saying his name anytime soon, so that's your job.
All right. For Norwell and their stats in the first half, 7 of 20 from the field in the first half, just 35%, after shooting 50% in the first quarter. 3 of 12 from beyond the arc as well for 25%, and then just 1 of 2 from the free throw line. That was Brandon Nicholson relatively early in the first quarter shooting those 2 free throws. Knights committed 7 turnovers in the first half as well. Individually, Cody Shively leading the way with 8 points. He was 2 of 7 from beyond the arc and 1 of 1 inside the three-point line. Will Geiger had 4 on 2 of 4 shooting. Robert Kittleson, really cool, hit his first and only shot he's taken so far in this one for 3 points. Cole Wilson, 1 of 3 from the field for 2 points. And Brandon Nicholson, he was 1 of 2 from the line and 0 for 1 from the field for 1. That's a total of 18 for the Knights after putting up 14, which was, I'll tell you, that's their best first quarter going as far back as we have in this book. The last time, they had 12 points against Concordia in the first quarter, 8 against Woodland, 8 against Jay County, 12 against Lewis. I think that's as far back as we go in this particular book. But so they had, for them, a above average first quarter, and then Homestead just turned it on in the second.
Yeah, and it really started with their defense and what they started creating, turnovers, and not only on that backcourt press, but also in the front court as well. In the half-court set, their defense really shut down the driving lanes, did not allow Norwell to get any penetration in the second half of that second quarter. The baseline drives that you saw in the first quarter and early in the second just did not happen late there in the second quarter.
Yeah, so that's a great call, Derek. Norwell got to the rim for 2 of their field goals in the first quarter. They got 2 of them in the second quarter, but that was on 3 attempts inside the arc. You compare that to the 5 that they had in the first quarter, and that's a significant difference. Homestead made it a lot tougher for Norwell to drive, and then that affected their outside shooting.
Yeah, it sure did. I think the second half is important, though, because this is the last 2 quarters you get for a whole other week.
Right.
And you've got to be able to play well. I think the good news is for this team, and Coach McBride talked about it the last time we talked to him, this team needs a little bit of rest. It's been a furious stretch here, just the way scheduling worked out this year. A lot of the early games got canceled because of team's football success.
Right.
So, you think about games like Concordia and things like that, all got moved to the end of the year. So you're kind of cramming to get all your games in. And I think a little bit of rest doesn't hurt anybody. Preparing for a NE8 foe coming up on that Friday night, no matter who wins.
And then we had some tough weather in December that pushed a couple games back as well. So Yeah, it's not going to hurt the Knights any to have. I'm guessing Coach will probably give them the day off tomorrow.
Yeah.
They'll be back at it on Monday. Played 3 games last week, 2 games this week against really solid opponents. So that break will probably be good for them.
Yeah, I think that Columbia City game, well, assuming it's Columbia City,
right,
they're going to be a heavy favorite against Belmont. Although Belmont playing at home. But assuming it is Columbia City, that should be a really fun game to watch. Those two teams now, a lot different outcomes in the 2 times they played. Once in the Holiday Hoops tournament where Norwell won a close game. That game was close the entire game. And then up at Columbia City, and Jordan Bechtold really won that game for Columbia City as he got hot. He averages only 3 or 4 points a game, and I think he had 18. And they were able to take the conference hopes of a conference share away from Norwell.
Homestead starts out in the 1-3-1 trap, and on the post pass, Jack Ferguson's going to pick up his first foul. Homestead only committed 2 fouls in the first half as Cole Wilson gets free on the inbounds play, and boy, I'll tell you, Coach just does a great job of running plays. Knights able to score on that one again. They haven't had many out-of-bounds plays. The inside pass is picked off by Cody Shively. Good defense there by Cody. Good body position. He'll work on Jake Archbold.
Another interesting fact to note, Norwell has had some great hot starts coming out of the locker room at halftime.
They really have. We talked a little bit about the third quarter against Woodland. And there's Riley Stauffer for 3. And the Knights with the first 5 points of this second half.
Well, if they're able to get a couple more stops on defense, they got a chance to put themselves right back in this game. Homestead coming out of the locker room a little lackadaisical again, and Norwell taking advantage.
Yeah, just a little slow as Jernell not able to get that jumper to go. That's their first shot of the second half, and we're at the 6:44 mark. Homestead back to their man-to-man at this point. I'll tell you what, though, Norwell, if they score on this possession, watch Homestead go back to the trap. Although I'm sure Coach McBride's tried to make some adjustments at halftime against that trap. Tried to do maybe a couple of different things. As Nicholson started this second half for the Knights. Kittleson, of course, started the game here on senior night. Nicholson, a junior. Shively able to get free and score. Nice little spin move inside. Cody now in double figures with 10. And the Knights just 9 down here as they trailed by 14. They've scored the first 7 points. Excuse me, they were down by 16. They scored the first 7 points of this second half. Ferguson launches the 3 and nothing but net with the set shot from the right wing.
Yeah, and really not a bad defensive effort by Norwell that time either. He just kind of rose in fire and buried it.
Well, Ferguson 6'3", so a good size point guard for a high school player. Now the Spartans really starting to swarm as they match up. Wilson will back up and shoot the 3 and hit it. Cole Wilson starting off the second half hot. He's done that a number of times for the Knights this season. Norwell 4 of 4 from the field to start this second half. They've already scored 10 points after scoring just 4 points in the second quarter. Now a little motion offense. There's Ferguson again, a long 3. And Ferguson, after a cold start, really heating up. He's hit his last 4 field goals in a row, 2 of them 3-pointers.
Now, he's been the only guy doing anything on offense for Homestead in the second half.
Nicholson way up top. This gets tipped and stolen. Mangus will head the other way and score. Homestead can hurt you so quickly.
Yep.
Norwell was to within 9 there for a moment. Now they're back down 14. And another turnover on the Knights. Ferguson works to the rim, scores, and gets fouled.
Now, in that situation for Norwell, I think you stop the attack and you foul before he gets to the rim. I think you foul on the drive. Of course, there's a lot of different ways you can play that, but it's been evident. And the Knights aren't in any foul trouble at all. Of course, Geiger does have his third right there.
Right.
But I think that could be a good strategy as we move forward in this third quarter.
Ferguson now I've got him for 22 points.
Now, just when you think Norwell's back in the game, Homestead has opened up their biggest lead.
Yeah, they just ripped off a 6-point run there. Back up by 17. That pass almost picked off again. As Shively backs up for the three. No good. Ferguson pulls down the rebound. He'll head the other way. Handles the ball very well. Very smooth player. Sam Buck open for three. No good. And good job by Grant McMichael to keep that rebound alive.
Now here's the problem with this pace. And I know the margin's already large, but Homestead is going to win and probably dominate in a pace like this. Norwell not really prepped to play in a prolonged stretch where teams are getting up and down the floor, so I think they've done a good job slowing it down a little bit on this possession.
Yeah, and that's smart. They need to limit the possessions if they can. As Cole Wilson, that's a nice little bank shot by Cole Wilson, and we've got a... Did they burn a timeout there?
No, it's an untied shoe, and the ball was kind of trickling away, so the official stopped play for a moment, allowed the subs to come in as well.
Easy Akudo and Grant Raber are back in there for Homestead. Raber, a 5'10" junior. Easy Akudo, a 5'11" junior. That's that big junior class. Jack Ferguson feeling it, misses the shot, but Durnell there for the putback. Durnell now with 6 points for the Spartans. Riley Stauffer, 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Tries to get it down low. Now McMichael throws it away off the head of Easy Akudo. Ferguson picks it up and he lays it in. Thought we might see a dunk there, but he took off too far away from the basket to be able to do that. Coach McBride's going to take his second timeout. It's a full one. We'll take a break here from the bowling center or the boiling center. Either place you want to go. Bowling's more fun than boiling, for sure. The Knights down by 19. We'll be right back.
The Bowling Center in Bluffton has adult-youth double leagues with 1 adult and 1 child per team, or 2 youth may make a team, and a youth league for ages 4 to 19 starting soon. The leagues are 10 weeks long and everyone plays every game. The Bowling Center in Bluffton, located at 1231 South Scott Street. For complete details, visit bowlbluffton.com, and don't forget about Friday Fun from 12 to 6, only $1 per game and 50-cent shoes at a smoke-free environment. bowlbluffton.com, bowlbluffton.com.
2:28 left in this third quarter. After a great start by the Knights, scored the first 7 points of the half. Homestead just took it up one more notch, and it's been all Spartans here over about the last, say 4 minutes of play.
Yeah, and it kind of proves to you that Homestead can be in control whenever they want.
Yeah.
As much as you can get out of this game, and I think there's a lot of good things you can take away from this game for Norwell going into the sectional, it's just an overmatched Norwell team, and Homestead is very talented and probably will be for several more years to come, considering this is a pretty young team.
Cole Wilson to the rim, can't get it to go. The putback by McMichael also short. Easy Akudo up ahead to Mangus, and Mangus with the basket. And just like that, it's a 51-30 Homestead lead as Stauffer's shot is blocked. McMichael underneath. He'll kick it out to Stauffer on this left side. Let's see. McMichael had a miss. Wilson had the other miss in there. Just kind of talking through my scoring. That's Geiger. Boy, Will, only 4 shots this evening, has not yet taken a shot attempt here in the second half. There's a great pass from Shively. Geiger scores. All I had to do was talk about it, Derek. And Geiger will go to the line for a potential 3-point play as Durnell picks up his second foul.
It really is uncanny if you can master that talent to use it to Norwell's advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't happen very often.
No.
I usually jinx them.
Yeah.
But in this particular instance, it worked out. Happy about that. As,
oh my goodness.
Free throw a little off.
That's very uncharacteristic of Will, as that one was nowhere close.
His last couple games, it's been a bit of a struggle for him from the line. As Easy Akudo not close on that shot. Shively quickly the other way. He'll take it all the way to the rim. Can't get it to go. Buck bringing it down the other way. Homestead wanting to run. Buck back inside to Durnell. Oh, good kick to Easy Akudo for three. That one's good. Boy, Easy Akudo had all kinds of time on that look. Will was 3 for 3 last game from the line, but the game before that against Woodland struggled a little bit. There's 3 of 7, I believe, overall.
Well, we'll see how this final score ends, but this could be Norwell's biggest blowout loss of the year. They really haven't been blown out at all, with the exception of Merrillville in the Holiday Hoops tournament.
Cody with the little step-back 16-footer didn't go. 25 seconds left in this third quarter. Shively almost with the steal. Homestead with just 1 turnover here in the second half. I've only got him for 3 on the game. 13 seconds. Easy Akudo directing traffic. That's Buck. Raber, who had a couple baskets in the first half, gets it to Ferguson. No good. And the rebound controlled by Homestead. Raber can't get it to go. And that will end the third quarter. It was all Homestead as the Spartans scored 20 points in the quarter to Norwell's 14. We will take a break and be back with fourth quarter action after these words.
Bluffton Plumbing, Heating, and Electric strives to be your total service provider. Their licensed technicians can handle all of your electrical, plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, and now offers duct cleaning. No job is too small or too large for their service professionals. From electrical repairs, water heater replacements, sewer and drain cleaning, well repair, and remodel jobs. Bluffton Plumbing, Heating, and Electric, located behind Lowe's on Commerce Drive in Bluffton, 888-824-3332. That's 824-3332.
And welcome back to the Castle. Homestead's going to take a 22-point lead. It's their biggest of the game into the fourth quarter as they just kind of continue to stretch that lead after busting it open early in the second quarter, and they've just continued to show their firepower. Controlling this game whenever they want.
Homestead has taken 9 more shots from the field than Norwell, Derek. And after the first period, they'd only taken 3 more, but they have really piled it on here over the last couple of quarters. Homestead able to get 41 shots up, Norwell just 32. And Homestead shooting almost 15% with 19 field goals. That's Durnell, and he gets the roll. Brandon Durnell just being real patient and wasn't guarded real closely, able to knock down the 16-footer. It's a 24-point Homestead lead. They were a big favorite coming into this one. Geiger able to get loose underneath with the left hand. Will's got 8 in this one. Easy Akudo gets some significant minutes here as Durnell gets free, and it'll be a turnover on Homestead. Just their second turnover of the second half. 7:10 on the clock. Luke Zettis out there for the Knights. He came in off the quarter break. Wilson, who had a nice third quarter with 7 points in the quarter, 9 overall. Shively working inside, and a foul's going to be called. This has been a really clean game.
It has. I mean, with the exception of turnovers, foul count's been low. This game has really gone very quickly. Considering we got a late start, too, it's only 8:45.
Right. Sam Buck picks up his first foul.
There's another one.
Also checking in for Homestead, Parker Mangus back in there. That's going to go on Mangus. It'll be his first, team's fourth. Shively open for three, no good. Good look for Cody. Parker Mangus wide open. Couldn't get the three to go, and Geiger pulls down the rebound. Shively will jog it up, being guarded by Raber. Raber stayed out there after the quarter break. Stauffer being guarded very closely by Izzy Akudo. Cole Wilson tries to go baseline, loses the basketball. It'll remain the Knights' ball. Jake Archbold will check back in for Homestead as Raber takes a seat. Quick toss into Wilson. Thought they might be trying to run something on that left side. They isolate Geiger instead. Geiger forces it up and gets it to go. Geiger with a little half hook. As Izzy Akudo works it around to Buck. Trying to post up Mangus. Geiger with 3 fouls. They don't take it at him, though. Ferguson quickly gets to the rim. Can't get it to go, and that was actually tipped in by Sam Buck. Buck reaching over his teammate for that basket. Buck 6'5", Ferguson 6'3". Wilson keeps it for Stauffer. Homestead just playing straight up man-to-man with an 18-point lead. That'll be another turnover on the Knights, their 4th of the second half. Coming into this one, Homestead a 19-point favorite. Their lead right now at 22. They have a chance to significantly surpass their scoring average of 64.
Already surpassed the computer predicted average of 64.
Ferguson shot off. Buck, though, there for another rebound putback. And the Knights starting to wear down a little bit inside, Derek.
Yeah, they are. I'll make myself a correction, as somehow I draw the conclusion that they got to 64 and only had 58 on the scoreboard when I made that remark.
Well,
it's been a long week.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll forgive you. I kind of led you down that path.
Yeah.
As it'll remain Norwell's basketball. Good defense there by Sam Buck. 4:49 left in this one. They only need 4 points to match it, so Wilson trapped underneath, blocked by Buck, and a foul is going to be called. That'll be the second foul on Buck. It's 5th on the team. Norwell's only had 1 team foul called here in the second half.
Unbelievable, really. When you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, and you don't see that every day, but sometimes when the score difference is 20 plus, you're going to see foul counts be lower.
Robert Kittleson's going to check back in for the Knights. He hit the first basket for the Knights tonight, a long three-pointer. Luke Zetas takes a seat. And Wilson able to knock down 1 out of 2. Knights with a 23-point deficit. It'll be interesting. Oh, my goodness, what a play. And that's going to be a blocking foul on the Knights. Jack Ferguson will go to the line to try to make it a 3-point play. He just faked the handoff. Both of the Norwell defenders dove for the, I believe it was Jake Archbold out there. And Ferguson just, on a quick first step, took it all the way to the rim.
26 points for Jack.
Foul was actually called on Kittleson, his first, team second.
Well, what an evening. He really has turned it on here in the second half as well.
Yeah, he really has.
Yeah, he got a couple threes early. And as Norwell was trying to make a push to get back in this one, he hit a couple threes to keep Homestead's lead far enough away where Norwell couldn't quite reach it, and now it's 26.
I got him for 25 points. Game leader. No. Jack Ferguson, I'm sorry, has 25 points.
Okay. Well, the stat panel on our side has 27.
Okay.
There's a travel.
As Stauffer travels. Well, and I might have counted that wrong, Derek.
Could be.
11 and 3 is 14. Yep. I do have him for 27. as Ferguson will take a seat. I don't think we'll see him again, as coming into the game for Homestead, Logan Pauley, 5'10" junior. That's Sam Buck, and he'll be fouled on the drive. So Coach Johnson already starting to empty his bench. Will Geiger picks up his 4th. I don't think Will's fouled out of a game this year, has he?
I think he had. No, I don't think he actually did foul out of that game. I was thinking of Northfield, which you weren't at. Yeah, I know. But he had 3 fouls in the first, 9 or 10 minutes. And he played with foul trouble the entire game, but I don't think he actually fouled out.
Well, Homestead with their season average of 64. They lead by 27 here at the Castle on senior night. Cole Wilson with a quick 3. Couldn't get it to the rim. That was Kittleson knocking it out of there. Good job by Robert. And another long 3 by Wilson doesn't go. And Jake Archbold the other way.
It's kind of unfortunate that this night comes on senior night for Norwell.
Right.
But all in all, there's still some positives you can take away from this game. Although
Archbold, that's great hustle.
Yeah.
Didn't get it to go, but Norwell just kind of stood around on that missed shot.
Yeah, and that's something you really hate to see if you're Coach McBride for Norwell. And I know it's 27, but the lack of hustle is there's never an excuse for that.
Foul was called on Izzy Akudo, his first, team 6th, and Homestead empties their bench. In there for the Spartans, it's number 14, Zach Kruger, a freshman. There's a nice inbounds pass to Geiger. He'll kick it out to Shively for 3. Good. Cody Shively with his 13th point. Also on the floor, number 34, Trevin Taylor. He's a sophomore. Number 24, Cade Colpine. He's a sophomore as well. And number 52, Matt Podzelinski. He's a 6'3" junior. I'm going to have to hang on to this roster just to know who's got the ball. That's Pauly way up top. Now Colpine underneath the junior Podzelinski. Can't get it to go. And again, Homestead gets another 50-50 ball. And the Knights not showing a lot of zip on the backboards right now.
No, and very uncommon for this team. It's really the first time I can remember all year where we've seen that kind of thing. Of course, we haven't seen them be down this much,
right,
with the exception of the Merrillville game.
There's Shively, another 3, and it drops. The high, arcing, beautiful 3 from beyond the arc.
Just kind of pulled up that time and made himself the offense.
In the corner, that's Colpine. He gets it back, and they swing it all the way around to Kruger. Kruger, just a freshman, listed at 5'9", into the lane, and gets the roll with the left hand. Boy, nice touch there by the freshman. Minute 57 left in this one. Norwell just kind of playing out the string here. Robert Kittleson on the floor, one of the seniors. He doesn't get a whole lot of playing time, so it's nice to see him out there. And now we're going to see some substitutions by Coach McBride as Will Geiger goes to the line. The foul was called on Trevin Taylor. Looks like Luke Zettis and Connor Torson are going to check in for the Knights, as that free throw from Geiger's good. Cody Shively and Riley Stauffer, 2 of the seniors, will take a seat to a nice round of applause as Geiger gets his 12th point. Geiger and Shively both in double figures. Well, I like the way Kruger handles the basketball as a freshman. I think he's actually left-handed, the way he was handling that ball. As he's working it around the top. Norwell just playing a straight man-to-man here. Minute 27 left. Inside, that's Taylor. Taylor lost the basketball. Knights will head the other way. Geiger takes it to the hoop and scores. Nice little stop-and-go move.
Well, we're at the end of the season, and it's uncanny how good Sagarin is. 64-45 was the prediction. And assuming there are no more points, which is entirely possible, he's going to be off by 2 points either way.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
That's good.
Logan Pauly missed the three-pointer as Luke Zetis also left-handed. So a couple of left-handed guards out there right now. Michael gives it up to Connor Torson. High likely, there's a decent chance Torson is your point guard next year. Kittleson with the miss, Geiger with the putback. He'll go to the line. As that's going to be called on Podzolinski, his first, team's eighth. And Norwell's only had 3 team fouls called in the second half. As Geiger goes back to the line, and now he's on with those free throws. Geiger really cleaning up here in garbage time as he collects his 10th point of the quarter. He'll take a seat and be replaced by Brandon Nicholson. I'd like to see Coach call a timeout to get Kittleson and McMichael a nice round of applause as well. 29 seconds. That's Taylor with the basketball, and Homestead may not take a shot here. Pauly holding it up top, not trying to really advance the basketball. 14 seconds. On the wing is Taylor, and I don't think they're going to put a shot up there.
Yeah, they probably don't need to.
Well, as you said, Sagarin's going to call this one pretty close. As the buzzer sounds, the final, Homestead 66, Norwell 49. That's only a couple points off of the prediction, as Sagarin had predicted a 64-45 victory for Homestead. It's pretty remarkable the way those algorithms work here at this point of the year. We'll take a break here from a few sponsors and be back with your post-game show after these words.
Bluffton Tire, you know where they're located, across the street from Bummy's, right at the entrance to the 4-H Park, has been serving Wells County for over 50 years. Bluffton Tire needs to be the first stop for brakes, struts, front-end alignment, and offers over 20 different brands of tires. Stop by and see Kerry Jennis today or visit online at BlufftonTire.com for online specials and coupons. Bluffton Tire is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Hi, this is Kerry Jennis at Bluffton Tire, and we'll keep you going.
Every team knows that the three-point play can be a winning move. That's why State Farm and me, Kevin Beatty, and my team are here to help you go for three by combining your home, auto, and life insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home, auto, and life. It's just another way we're here to help things go right. So call me, State Farm agent Kevin Beatty, at 824-1928 or in Bern at 589-2077.
Are you looking for a new dental home, or maybe you've suffered a dental sports-related injury? Contact Dr. Laura Kugelhahn and her caring staff. They can help you with your general and emergency dental needs. Dr. Laura Kugelhahn and her staff provide a wide variety of services such as fillings, crowns, veneers, bridges, bleaching, dentures, athletic mouth guards, and much more. Dr. Kugelhahn's office is located at 1133 North Main Street in Bluffton. Call today at 824-31000 for an appointment with Dr. Laura Kugelhahn.
Dr. Laura Kugelhahn is a provider for Delta Dental and Aetna insurances. She is also accepting Care Credit. Dr. Kugelhahn and her staff will make you feel at home. Aussie and Do It Best Hardware is your one-stop shop for all your home repair needs, featuring Valspar paints. They have propane refill, screen repair, and a complete rental center, along with a large selection of home improvement items, from electrical and plumbing supplies down to the nuts and bolts you need. Summer has been beautiful this year, but it's time to start thinking about the fall projects that need done around the house. Visit Aussie and Do It Best on Hirely Drive, just off Highway 1 in Ossian. Costly misconceptions about collision repair. Brought to you by Lauren's Body Shop.
The insurance company is responsible for selecting the shop to repair your vehicle.
False. Insurance agents and adjusters have no authority in telling you where to have your vehicle repaired. It's your investment and responsibility to select a competent collision repair facility.
In business since 1951, Lauren's Body Shop on East Dustman Road specializes in insurance collision repair, offers free estimates, and an outstanding limited lifetime warranty. Visit lawrensbodyshop.com.
Hi, this is Dale from the Voice Enterprises. For countless years, I struggled with back pain, and more often than not, the doctors would just prescribe pain meds, which would just dull the pain. It wasn't until I was referred to Indiana Physical Therapy that I truly experienced pain relief. The professionals at IPT showed me the correct exercises and stretches for my problems, and my back pain began to fade away, and as a result, my entire body began to feel better. Indiana Physical Therapy's highly trained professionals treat all types of injuries and ailments and accept all insurance. For more information on IPT or to schedule an appointment, call 824-0522 or visit indianapt.com. TW Fable, a modern American restaurant, is now open at Timber Ridge Golf Course, 2330 East, 250 North in Bluffton, and it's bigger and better than ever. You can enjoy the same fine dining experience Tuesday through Thursday, 5 to 9, Friday and Saturday, 5 to 10. Reservations are recommended by calling 260-353-1360. Everyone is welcome at TW Fable.
Located in Fort Wayne, Indiana, the University of St. Francis is a private Catholic university enrolling 2,300 students in majors ranging from the liberal arts to the creative arts to the health services. Small class sizes, personal attention, and the freedom to explore your options. A USF education has a lot to offer. Visit their beautiful campus and see for yourself how you can be a part of the University of St. Francis. Visit usf.edu to learn more about the University of St. Francis.
'Twas the month after Christmas, and all through your homes were the remnants of cookies and candies and scones. You ate so much sugar it made you feel crummy, and you can't fit any more in your overstuffed tummy. Plus, you've been running on empty to get everything done, and to exercise now doesn't sound like much fun.
Could this be your post-holiday anthem? The cooking, the wrapping, the running, the sleep deprivation. You've spent the last couple of months worrying about everyone else. It's time to focus on you with a membership to the YMCA of Greater Fort Wayne. The YMCA provides physical and social enrichment through family-friendly programs. Whether you're taking a group exercise class, learning a new language, connecting with friends, improving your health and well-being, or participating in family outings with the Y. Start the new year on a healthy, active foot for you and your family. To find out more, go to fwymca.org and request a one-day pass from any Y in Allen, Whitley, and Wells County so you can try the Y for yourself.
Welcome back to the Castle. Post-game show. The Knights fall to the Spartans 66-49. Norwell finishing the season at 14-10 as they get set for post-season play. Homestead on a roll, 20-3, and we're joined now by head coach Mike McBride. Coach, I'll tell you what, you had to feel pretty good after that first quarter.
Yeah, I thought we played pretty well for the first 13 minutes. Yep. We had a rough 3-minute stretch there to end the second quarter. And it just turnovers. Yep. I mean, and it was live ball turnovers, which led to runouts, and they are so good in transition. I mean, they're a very good basketball team. They really are. They're well coached, and they went to they put a little more pressure on us. I thought we did a great job early in the game, controlling the tempo, and I thought we played really well coming out of the gates in the first quarter, and even the start of the second quarter, we were right in there. Yep. But then we had a bad stretch at the end of the third. Tried to take a timeout in there, but we just had too many turnovers. I think we had like either 4 or 5 turnovers in our last 6 possessions, something like that is what coach had us for. So, but we came back out in the third and kind of came out right away, and then Ferguson got loose for 2 threes, and then and they're good. Then we had some turnovers again, and they take the turnovers and they just convert it. They're just so good in the open court. Yeah,
they're a very explosive team athletically. And it just seemed like they kind of turned it on when they wanted it to. Because you guys came out of the locker room in that third quarter and scored the first 7 points in the second half. Yeah. And then it was like, okay, that's close enough, and they just really tighten the clamps.
Well, when you can, and again, it goes back to, like, we are a team, we have to really work to score. I mean, we just do. And we don't, it's just not natural for us to come down and flow into easy points all the time.
Right.
We kind of got to work at it. And when you play a team like them, they are a team that they just scoring is natural for them. Yeah. They got so many guys that can do it, and they're very skilled, is what I like to say. They're not only are they athletic, but they are skilled. They handle the ball well. They shoot the ball well. They pass it well. They're not herky-jerky. We got some guys I think are herky-jerky at times, and they are just smooth, and but, I mean, Darnell's going to Spring Arbor. Ferguson, he's going to be able to go to any one of those crossroad leagues if he wants. I mean, and I think Mangus can probably play somewhere. I mean,
right.
And then the Buck, I mean, 6'5", long, athletic, shoots it well. They're 20-3 for a reason, and look at their schedule. I mean,
and what's scary about that team, they've only got 3 seniors. Now, Ferguson's the best player on the floor for them, but still, they're going to be solid for years to come.
They're going to be good. 12 is a kid that has really come on throughout the year for them as a Kabuki or something.
Easy Akudo.
Easy Akudo. My bad. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's all right.
Name.
Just a junior.
Yeah. Now, the 3 seniors they are going to lose, though, are huge.
Yes, they are very
good
seniors.
Ferguson obviously is incredible, but Darnell is he's just kind of the glue for them. And but they are fun to watch. And I mean, and again, I thought we did a lot of good things. We were a little overmanned tonight, I thought, and but we got, they exploited some things. Okay, we got to get better at and make sure we're better at going in. But I tell you one thing, I'm not sure there's a team in our sectional that's any better than them. So we're going to have to, we'll take that and use it to our advantage and try to build off that. But I just want to say thank you to our seniors.
Absolutely.
Obviously Robert, this was his first year in the program. But Cody and Riley and Grant have been 4-year members of the basketball program here. I've only been here for one of it, but I just want to say thank you to them and their parents and the support. They've been great. Anytime you're a new coach coming in and you inherit seniors, you never know how that's going to go. This group of seniors has been great to coach. They've been fun to be around, and I've really enjoyed them. I think they've provided good leadership for us, and I think they provided good play. So I want to thank them for that, and I'm very happy and thankful that in the regular season we were at least to get a 14-10 record, and they deserve a lot of the credit for that. And I think we've done a great job this year, in all honesty. And now we're kind of starting over. We're kind of 0-0 going into next week, and everything's just a one-game tournament now.
We talked a lot about the seniors tonight, as you can imagine, throughout the game. It was a lot of fun for us watching Robert Kittleson knock down the first points of the game with the 3. But all 3 of those kids have just been a real joy to watch over the years, and happy to see them come together for a very solid senior season.
Yeah, I agree. And again, you've seen them play way more than I have over the years, and I just have enjoyed coaching them. They've been good kids, and they play real hard, and they're good teammates. They're very coachable, and I really just, you can't say enough about those types of qualities. They're going to be successful in what they decide to do.
Yep.
And, we hope that whenever, they get opportunities, they'll come back. It's always nice to see. And I've had a chance to meet a few former players from the past that I didn't get to coach, your son included. And so it's nice when kids come back and be around. So we hope that they'll come back and be around. But we're not done yet.
That's right.
We're not done yet.
A lot of basketball to go.
Yeah, we certainly hope that we're going to figure out a way to win next Friday and get in the championship game on Saturday. And it's been a great regular season, and now we're ready for postseason. And you can't think of a better team to play to get you ready. I mean, they'll tell you right where you're at.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Coach, we'll be here for you. Best of luck next Friday night. Great first regular season here at Norwell. It's really been a lot of fun.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Head coach Mike McBride joining us here in the post-game show. And I'll tell you what, he's a great interview, isn't he?
Oh, he is.
I mean, it just flows. He makes me sound good. Well, fair. He makes me sound fair. All right. Well, let's talk about some stats here. First, for the victorious Homestead Spartans, I had them 24 of 53 from the floor. They got a dozen more shots up than the Knights did. 6 of 23 from beyond the arc and 9 of 11 from the free throw line.
Yeah.
That's really good shooting. Also, I had him committing 5 turnovers. Leading the way, Jack Ferguson, 27 points, 13 in the first half, 14 in the second half. He was the only player in double figure for the Spartans tonight, as Sam Buck was next in line with 9. Then Brandon Urnell with 8. Parker Mangus had 7, with 5 apiece. Onye Ezekiel Kudo with 5, and Grant Raber with 5 as well. Also chipping in, Jake Archbold had 3. Zach Kruger had 2, and those 2 are freshmen for this Homestead team, for a total of 66 for the Spartans. For your Norwell Knights, 18 of 41 from the field, 7 of 22 from beyond the three-point line, and 6 of 9 from the free throw line for the Knights. A very low foul game tonight for Norwell and this Homestead squad. Just a total of 20 free throw shot between the two teams. I had Norwell committing a dozen turnovers tonight, 7 in the first half, 5 in the second. And, of course, the last few minutes were pretty much JV players on the floor for Homestead for sure. And Norwell was able to get some fresh faces in there as well. We saw Connor Torsen, who's probably going to get a chance to lead this team next year at a guard spot as a sophomore. So nice to see him out there. The Knights put 3 players in double figures tonight. The usual suspects. Cody Shively, the leader of this team, had 16, and so did Will Geiger. Will with 10 of his 16 points in the fourth quarter, actually in the last couple of minutes. Also in double figures, Cole Wilson, 10 points, 8 of them in the second half. Then Riley Stauffer and Robert Kittleson chipped in a three-pointer each, and Brandon Nicholson hit a free throw for a total of 49 for the Knights. They finished their season at 14-10, and Derek, I got to believe that the Norwell community's got to be pretty happy about that regular season record.
Yeah, and the Norwell community has such high expectations for this program. It's been so good for such a long time, and I think there were a lot of question marks coming into this year with the new coach, and he really settled in.
Not a lot coming back.
No, and that's right, and he really settled in nicely. And at times it wasn't the prettiest of basketball, but they really did a nice job finding ways to win games. I think Coach McBride was successful, and he's got a chance to get a big win coming up on Friday, get some revenge from Columbia City, or against Columbia City, rather. Right. And then hopefully, most likely to be Lures in the championship game, whoever that opponent's going to be. But
I believe that's the first game on Friday night, correct?
Well, yeah, it'd be Lures and the winner of Mississinawa and Heritage, which could be a pretty good game.
That'll be followed by the Norwell versus the winner of Belmont Columbia City.
So, I think it'll be 2 good teams no matter what in the championship game. That's a very nicely laid out sectional. Some good teams in it this year. At times that's been a weak sectional before, Lures being the only good team last year.
Right.
Columbia City has gotten it before, but Norwell is beginning to go on a little bit of a sectional drought. It's been several years since their last sectional, so I know the players there now are hungry for another sectional title, and hopefully they can contend for it next week.
Yeah, Lures will be the favorite, I'm sure, next week.
Yeah.
And we'll be happy to bring it to you. We'll be over at Belmont for the Friday night game. Hopefully we'll be back on Saturday for a Saturday night game as well. But this regular season's been a lot of fun. It's been good to see these kids develop. Obviously a very coachable group led by those 4 seniors, Cody Shively, Riley Stauffer, Robert Kittleson, and Grant McMichael, all playing a role on this squad and really growing. I thought each one of them over the course of the year.
Oh, yeah, all of them got better. And you saw Kittleson step in with absolutely no fear on senior night.
That was awesome.
And just drilled that 3. So that's a memory, a really good memory for him, stepping in. And unfortunately, I couldn't get the win on senior night, but as we've mentioned several times, a lot of good things come from this. You know, there's a lot of positives. You think about that start in the first quarter, and I know Homestead came out a little lackadaisical. You could make a case for that, but Norwell was hitting shots, and they got good looks the entire first half, so they did a nice job of that as well, and they can hopefully take that into next week. And the rest of this game you can just kind of discard and think about the 3 wins you got before that.
Well, good night here, Derek. Hope everybody's safe at home with the weather blowing in. I hope you enjoyed our broadcast. We appreciate you joining us here. One more time, your final, ready for postseason action. Can't believe the season's gone already. Here at the Castle tonight, it's Homestead 66, Norwell 49. For Derek Decker, this is Greg Van Meter saying so long, everybody.
We hope you enjoyed this high school sports broadcast on the Voice Sports Network. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
The preceding production is property of Voice Enterprises, and all rights are reserved worldwide. Thank you for listening to this production of Voice Enterprises, taking media in a new direction.